this time, son. Gotta be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. We'll forever strive just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness. Show me a lion bomb. Strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Strength. No weakness. Show me a lion bomb. Everybody strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Not when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, not when you're old. Everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard. I just go hard. And I'm a kind of fella. Put my trust in God. Put my trust in God. That simple means say nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Right now, you're tougher and still on this battlefield. You're tougher and still. Shoulders to the wheel. You're tougher and still on this battlefield. Hey, what's up, Ridealong? Welcome to the ride. Welcome to Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Wow, could I ever forget my favorite day? Guys, this Thursday, you know what we do on Thursday, right? It's your show. It's a show that you guys been asking me for. The show that you guys been begging for, because we understand that there are a lot of frustration going around, right? There are a lot. Let me, before you guys get pissed off with my audio, let me turn it down. Right. So there are a lot of things that is upsetting and frustrating people, right? So on Thursday, this is your show. Your show. It's entitled What's Pissing You Off? Okay? Now, today we're going to touch on a number of different things. And I have a guest. Because he's pretty pissed off as well. We'll be talking about a couple things. Tamika, how you doing? This earpiece is pissing me off. We're going to talk about a number of things. Right? Doug, my friend, how you doing? Big up yourself, big up yourself. Also, I got to big up the folks over there on Unstoppable Media. Big up to the folks over there on Unstoppable. So everybody share up the thing so we can start. Share. Let me do my Stephanie Leslie, how you doing? Thank you so much, Stephanie. Let me do my due diligence right now. Take care of everything. Pick up yourself. Hold on. A few more shares, guys. By the way, there are so much things that pissing me off, so I can't really wait to get started. It's a whole set of things. Can't wait. Charmaine, how you doing? Everybody good? Yeah? Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Hold on, guys. Let me go ahead and share it on 2 more pages. Charmaine, so the Charmaine Leslie and the Charmaine Delise. Sorry for messing up your name. But big up to all the Charmaines. Hold on, guys. Do some. All right. You ready to go? Boy. All right, guys. So, hey, Favorite King, how you doing? Big up yourself. Welcome to the ride. Welcome to Thursday, aka my favorite day of the week. Now, earlier today, guys, we had an impromptu broadcast. The response to the budget speech that was carried from Grenada on NDC's website. We're going to speak a little bit about that. We're also going to speak a little bit about what happened in Barbados, right? And what's pissing me off about that. Recently, Barbados officially became a republic, right? So it's now the Republic of Barbados. And Rihanna was appointed or named hero of Barbados. And there are some things that's pissing me off and pissing off a lot of people following that announcement, right? And we also talking about politics because recently we saw the third, I think it was the third or the fourth day of budget debate, and the Prime Minister was in Parliament, and a lot of people saying that the Prime Minister's engagement utterances was somewhat of a campaign, and it's pissing off a lot of people. It's just a lot of politics going back and forth. Also, we're going to speak about TGM, a new political party that was launched in Grenada a few months ago, officially a political party. But it's like they just disappeared. We're not hearing about TGM. People are saying that's pissing them off as well. So those are some of the highlights. So some of the highlights of things. But to join me today is a man that was pretty pissed off earlier this morning. I saw him this morning, and he was catching a high blood pressure. His whole, you can see the vein in the print of in front of his forehead, and he was vexed. He was pissed off, real pissed off. Mosquito man, what go?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I must I must take the time off to say a good night, and thank you for having me here. Actually, you understand, and I also want to say thank you to my viewers and newcomers, people in the diaspora, and people that makes up the trial and state of Greater Carriacou and Pidimagnic. It's a love, it's a love to actually be here. We're Malay, I like to be there, so
yeah. That's well, you know you go. Well, we also live in New York on 107.9 J Wonder, and also the folks in Jamaica Unstoppable. So it's a big platform. I tell you, I just can't get this headphone thing right in my ear. You just keep moving around, and it pissing me off. And thing. So, Mosquito man, you good? Otherwise?
Well, I mean, I am good, but now I'm good. But I had better days. I had better days.
I hear that. We're also joined by another fellow broadcaster. He's always pissed off. In fact, his face alone could just show you. John Kerr is going to be joining us in a short while as well on the program. So, John Kerr, you there?
Why am I having a little screen? Why am I screen so everything else?
No. Okay, you see, you start pissing me off already, John Kerr. You good? You're feeling better now?
My screen's small. I can see myself in that. Like, what kind of bogus thing is this? I don't know. When you come on my program, you could see yourself. It'll be large.
12. Okay, Janko. You know what? Take full screen. You're in charge. Take the whole screen.
Screen is 12 screen. You don't see yourself. Why? I don't understand why. Why am I seeing it like this?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there you go, Janko. There you go.
Wait.
Stephanie said my ears is probably greasy. No, it's supposed to. Let me tell you, this is really pissing me off. Okay, so it's a lot of contraption in my back, and that's what runs through the back of my shirt and all of that stuff. But it's better.
What the hell?
It fit a little better. All right. So, guys, what is pissing you off? Let's start with what's pissing me off. I'm the host. I'm gonna start it off. Now, as I said earlier, right? Barbados just recently officially was named a republic, and Rihanna. I want to show you guys this video. Rihanna was named as the heroine of Barbados, the 11th, right?
National hero.
Right, national hero. So let's check out Rihanna's acceptance speech on that day, and then we'll talk about what's pissing me off about this. Check it out.
Good morning. I'm not sure if it's good afternoon yet, but good morning, Barbados. This is a day that I never, ever forget. It's also a day that I never saw coming. Barbadians are proud people, you know? We are probably the proudest people I know. And no matter where I go in the world, I take that pride with me. No matter where we go, the world is gonna know that we Bajan to the bone. No matter if it's the accent, the constant missing Shafet, the sunshine, the people, man, the people. Y'all are the true heroes of Barbados. And I take y'all with me wherever I go. I'm so proud to be a Bajan. I'm gonna be a Bajan till the day I die. This is still the only place I've ever called home. I love Barbados, I love you guys, and I pray that the youth continue to push Barbados forward. I'm so proud of you. Prime Minister Mia Mottley, thank you so much for honoring me in this way. I have traveled the world and received several awards and recognitions, but nothing compares to being recognized in the soil that you grew in. So I thank you so much for this. Thank you.
Now, Rihanna could never piss me off, by the way. She is a beauty, and that's not what is pissing me off or driving me upset. What is pissing me off about this whole thing, right? Shortly after Barbados, two things. Shortly after Barbados announced, where John Crowent?
I don't know. I'm here, but I can't see my picture.
Well, you're something with your video. All right.
My camera is on.
Shortly after Barbados announced that they were officially a republic, all the other Caribbean islands started to talk about it. And shortly after that announcement being made as naming Rihanna and other people national heroes and stuff like that, we're now seeing other Caribbean islands starting the conversation. So the question is, didn't they see that as something to be done years ago? There are prime ministers in the region, like in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, who've been there for so long. They have never seen or thought of the opportunity of becoming a republic until Barbados decide to become a republic. What says you, Mosquito Man? What do you think about that?
I think in all fairness, before I could even start my answering the question, I must say congratulations to Rihanna for actually being the second woman of Barbados to hold that that honor. However, I think most Caribbean countries, what we have a tendency to see is like monkey see, monkey do in local terms, right? So it's like if Grenada do something, you would find other Caribbean countries want to follow, and nobody does not want to sometimes take the chance to do certain things. So I think YZ might be a step in the right direction, where Barbados actually do what they have done, or what they have done, of course. I think it's a step in the right direction to open doors for other Caribbean countries, but it should not just be where Barbados have to do it, because Grenada could have get it done. You understand? Because we have a prime minister for how long he could have taken the initiative in recognizing whosoever is deemed fit to do such a to hold such a position. So I think in layman terms, quote unquote, is monkey see, monkey do. You know, and we see that happening ever so often. We see that happening ever so often, right? Where people where people would gradually gravitate towards other people and living by other people's principles and not trying to live by their own. You know, so I think it's a monkey see, monkey do situation here, if that's the best way to answer the question.
Yeah. Crow, what says you?
Watch me, monkey see, monkey do, right? And I kind of like the sentiment the brother just expressed. So how come Grenada cannot copy what they see Barbados do, what they see Guyana do, what they see Trinidad do? Why, when the prime minister talking, he's always in poorly lit. He's never have enough light on him. You could never see him. You could never see him. Like for instance, you can't see his features in his face because he has no light. So why can't they copy that?
But that's no light, poor light, because you're a production guy. You see it from a different lens.
Okay,
And
poor
you
light.
can understand.
Poor light. All right, poor light. All right, poor light. Okay, I'll take poor light. So
Yeah.
poor light. Why does he always have to be in? He is the prime minister of the country, and that is what pissed me off. That is what is pissing me off, because every time the prime is like I can't even use my son as an example because he knows lighting, and when they do school plays and what have you, you know, he's able to say to them, well, no, we need some more light on this area. We need so I can't even say a high school play. This is like kindergarten. But before we knew what television was, even if I can't even say that because when we did not know what television was, I had a laugh here in Grenville, and whenever we went to perform, wherever we went to perform, well, we did not have stage lights, quote unquote stage lighting, but we made sure that we had adequate lighting for the stage.
So you're saying that the showcase of the prime minister when he's doing his press conferences is adequate than other countries when they're doing their press conferences.
Yes, you could see Antigua, all of the Caribbean, and I'm being very careful to not try to compare to the United States. I'm saying in the Caribbean, among the Caribbean leaders, among the Caribbean countries, why does the prime minister of Grenada have to look so bad with poor lighting?
Okay,
every time.
And that is coming from a production guy, so you guys could understand. Monkey see, monkey do. Those are one of the things that could be adapted. Let me just come back a little bit, and that is not having to do with any one of the topics that we discussed earlier. Someone just posted, Favor King just posted that the Amakan variant, is detected in NYC. You know, they try hard. It was a definite hard push to keep that variant in South Africa. Like moments after it was announced that it existed in South Africa, the president of the United States moved swiftly to close the borders, close all air traffic from coming into the US from South Africa and the South African countries. So I know it was discovered in California, and then it was discovered in Missouri or one of those states. And the person from Missouri was just came from New York City in a conference. So I'm just hearing now that it is the variant. It was detected in New York City. That is very concerning, but I don't think it's alarm. It's not a place for alarm. Here's why I want to touch on that. I just want to divert about the political scene a bit. Now, I've been looking at the situation in South Africa, and I've been reading up what the doctors have been posting about the variant in South Africa. And although the virus is mutating faster, there are no real records to show that it is more deadly. There are no records to even show that it's even more deadly as the Delta variant, because there have not been a huge amount of, there have been more hospitalization, but mild injuries. So that might mean that it could be like a overreaction, right? It could mean that it was an overreaction by those countries, but who knows? They probably have some other data to show that it is, in fact, the variant could cause or would cause more long-lasting effect. I'm not sure. Have you guys been following up on the new variant, the Crow?
Yeah, all of us are guinea pigs when it comes to this coronavirus. All of us are right now in the petri dish, and we're going around this thing. They're making it up as they go along. If they have the information, they're holding it close to the chest, and they're telling you what they want you to hear, and what gonna make you feel good. Take the juke, take the juke, take the juke, take the juke, because he's going to do this and he's going to do that, and they know for a fact that it's not, because People are still getting hospitalized. People are still dying. People are still going through changes, right? So it's a case as it is right now from where I sit. Let's make it up as we go along and see how best we could. How best we could frighten enough people. And you're frightening. That's the next thing that's pissing me off too. Because stop saying that the vaccine saves this. I have a next thing that pissed me off as I say that now. Grenada again. Grenada gonna put out Grenada Ministry of Health is gonna put out a PSA, public service announcement, vaccines, and listen to my language very carefully. This is how they said it. Vaccines, I quote, vaccines saves lives. That was part of the PSA. Vaccines, plural, saves, singular, lives, plural. If you are the Ministry of Health, you should have people on your staff who could fact check, who could English check, and who could make sure grammar is correct. Because we have young people listening to you when you write and talk that kind of a bullshit. Yes, and I'm saying that word. When you write and talk that kind of a bad language, okay, about vaccines saves lives. I'm not talking now about the factual part of the statement. I'm talking about the English part of the statement, the plural verb, singular noun version incorrect. Okay? And you put that out as a public service announcement. Public service announcement, so it's broadcast on all the mediums in Grenada. Come on. They do another one again, and I called the lady who did it, and she said to me, well, the sentiment is she hoped that the sentiment is more oh God, I don't want to misquote her. The sentiment is more important than a grammatical error. No, it's not, because we have young, impressionable minds listening and looking up to you as someone who knows what you're talking about.
Right. So they should be right. They should be right. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But at the bigger picture of it now, the variant in Grenada, mosquito manude, how concerned is that for you now, that hearing that that variant which is very, 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 it's moving very fast. How concerned are you of that variant getting to Grenada?
Well, to be quite honest, I'm pretty concerned. I'm going to tell you why. Because anything to do with health, you have to be concerned, because when you check on the healthcare sector in Grenada here, you have to be very mindful and take into consideration the deplorable state and condition that our healthcare sector is in Grenada. So any variant that should be as bad as the previous, you should take it into high consideration. And you also have to be mindful that our country is not a country where people they are no longer eating healthy, because we have seen where certain foods are more or less being eaten. So we in terms of immunize our immune system, is not as strong as when we grandmother used to, give us certain things. So I am more or less concerned about any variant, for that matter of fact. Should it appear or should it come to our shores in Grenada here? Because not too long ago we had to deal with what we dealt with a while ago, the rising cases every day. You check the stats, and man, it was worrying. In regards to the vaccine, I think the method in which they are advertising, or they are trying to sensitize the public, rather, they are doing it wrong. I think what they should do, they should bring about awareness, right? Tell the people the pros and the cons, give people choices, right? Give people a level of choice where they can be free to either want to take or either not don't want to take it. Because what we are seeing happening in Grenada now, just to move away from the question a bit, what we are seeing happening in Grenada now is like it's practically a war. And I said it not too long ago in a live in 2020, that was last year. I said there would be a global fight where the fight would be taken between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated, and that we are seeing, because you who is vaccinated is going to be discriminating against the people who is not vaccinated. The vaccinated is going to, you know, and it goes back and forth. We are even seeing where it happening in church, right? You don't have a mask, it's become problematic. It shouldn't be like that, right? It shouldn't be like that. I believe that everybody should come on board. Everybody should be sensitized about the current variants or variants that may seems to emerge and so forth. And everybody should still follow, despite how ridiculous sometimes the Ministry of Health could be at times in handling the situation.
Hey, careful.
I think we still have to follow through with protocols. We still have to follow through with regulations. We still have to practice personal hygiene, and we still have to care for our brothers. So it is imperative that every Grenadian in particular take into great consideration that if any variant should step on our shores, because we could have barely deal with the previous condition or the previous one that we dealt with a while ago.
Yeah.
It was hectic, it was rough, it was tough. I wouldn't really want it in Grenada. I really wouldn't want it in Grenada.
Again, from the little research that we've been doing, and this is not to alarm anybody or scare anybody, but I got a little sense of, well, not sense of reassurance, because I'm not reassured because they don't really know that for factors yet, right? But looking at what's happening in South Africa, when I'm hearing that the symptoms are milder, it kind of, it's kind of, I'm absorbing it a little bit easier. If it is, that's how it's going to be, right? Because I had COVID, and COVID is a thing I don't wish I'm a worse enemy, and I didn't have it bad. I think I had it mild, but the psychological effect of having COVID is what really gets you. You think about all kind of things. Like even if your throat hurts you, you think you're gonna die because you don't know what's happening in your body, right? So I am a little bit calm when I see and I read some of the release coming out from the doctors in South Africa, where they're saying that it seems like, you know, they have some folks that are admitted to the hospital with milder symptoms, and hopefully it keeps that way. Probably that's just the winding down of the pandemic, hopefully, and it would soon kind of just the end and finish off, and that's the end of it. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that's my prayer, that that's what's going to happen. So the Omicron variant again was discovered here in New York. There was one in, I saw Lynn told me earlier, it's Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. And then there was one in California. So I guess 3 cases identified, but you know, by the time they identify these cases, they're probably all over the place. So guys, the most important things that everybody need to remember: 1, wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Still wear your mask. Even if you're fully vaccinated, even if you're boosted up, still wear your mask and practice all the social hygiene. And also you need to boost your immune system. You still need to take your vitamin D, you still need to take your zinc, your vitamin C, and just boost your immune system. And
Junior, just to step backtrack a little bit, and you're talking about boosting your system and so forth. I think in Grenada, this is what needs to be publicized. This is where the awareness should be. You know, these are the information that should be brought out, or should be out for the general public. Don't just tell us about the vaccine, right? Don't just tell us about it is important, it's imperative to take the vaccine. Tell us about eating healthy. What are some of the foods that you could eat? Eating your fresh fruits and vegetables, taking in your carnivore oil, taking your this, taking your that, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Whilst that is important, I also want to make mention in terms of the mask. A lot of people have the concept of the mask. It's important always you go to have your mask. Now, what you breathe in and what you breathe out is very important, and we have to be very mindful that with this mask in our covering our mouth and that of our nose, it's also dangerous, right? It's also dangerous.
I don't even want to get into the mosquito, man, because
Like I said, I am not going to dwell on it too long. I'm not going to dwell on it too long. But these are things that are pissing me off. But I think I would have to take it to my show.
Doctors, because you see, doctors and nurses have been wearing masks in operation for forever, right? And since we cannot clinically prove that fact, I don't want to dive into that until I have, like, say, I had a doctor that could debate this, that could give us some actual facts on it. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. But I understand where
oxygen. The word is not coming the way in which you have to come. Oxygen deprivation, right?
Right.
Look up that word, and you're going to tell me better. Look up that word and tell me better.
All right, we're moving on the road. Guys, today is all what's pissing me off, right? We have Mosquito Man, and of course we have John Crow on the platform, and we're talking about everything that's pissing us off, politics. So we deviate a little bit from the Barbados thing to jump on this breaking news that came in. But I want to go back a little bit because one person posted this on my timeline. In fact, they tagged me this on my timeline, and I had to untag myself. Now, after Rihanna was appointed the hero of Barbados, someone sent me this, and they said, publish this. And I had to push back on it, and I'm showing it not because I endorse what the information is. I'm just showing this so I could react to it. Now, why is it in this particular dispensation, when you have someone like Rihanna, who's an entertainer, who's been out there performing, everybody know what Rihanna is, she's an artist. Now, people start to try to demonize Rihanna and have the worst to say about her. People saying, look, she wearing this on stage, and she dressed like a this, and she dressed like a shark, and she demon, and she showing off her devil worship signs, and all of these things, man. Listen, leave the woman alone. She's an artist, performer.
Junior, you can't say that. You cannot say leave the woman alone. Everybody has the right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, listen, what happened to talking about Rihanna all the time? Rihanna, actually, if you want to talk about Rihanna and the things that she was doing, follow how much money she donated back to her country in support of all sorts of things. Millions of dollars she always supported. Start with that. She's a performer. I've gone on stage in many instances and wear all kind of thing because that is in the moment. You're in a carnival band, you might wear certain thing, you might act a certain way, someone go take a picture and they go put it out there. That's not you. Look at someone's heart. Look at what someone has been doing rather than what they might put on or go on stage with. She's an artist, for Christ's sake. John, what says you?
Well, I have. There are two sides to this argument. I would not say leave her alone, right? And I'm with you. I am with you because we have so-called celebrity in Grenada who the ministry, not the ministry, what do you call them again? The tourism ministry, Ministry of Tourism, and
right,
and the Foreign Office. Shower them with all kinds of gifts. And to date, I don't know of any uplifting thing that they have done for the country. They may do something here and there.
Right.
But they shower them with all kinds of gifts. Rihanna, at the height of the COVID, and this is news for some people, she was instrumental in making sure that Barbados received several the thing that they put you on when you go in the
machine. Yeah.
The machine.
Yeah.
Right? She made sure that they had enough PPEs.
Yeah.
And then she made sure that they had enough money to buy the items that she was not able to influence to get donated. So if they want to give Rihanna the key to Barbados and say, Rihanna, you can walk Barbados naked anytime you want, God bless them. Because Rihanna don't just sit down on her celebrity and just be and relax back on, I'm a celebrity now and I'm good. No, Rihanna reaches back and make sure that Barbados is taken care of. Yes. Compared to some of us Grenadians, I mean, the amount of men in Grenada is men who are quote unquote ambassadors, right? Cultural ambassadors.
Right.
And the only one that I know of who is doing a hell of a whole lot, and I won't call his name, is the guy from Guelph, right? Who makes sure that he go around and feed people.
Right.
That's what you do with your celebrity. You
Right.
make sure that your people are taken care of. Help me with the name now, Caleb Sonyan from Guelph.
Wait.
It's
Is
It's
it
Killer. I can what you talking
Killer
about.
or
My audio,
Boise?
I lose my audio.
Is it Killer or Boise?
Mr. Killer.
It's Killer. You have to
Right.
be Mr. Killer. Why is he
Mr.
talking
Killer,
about it?
right? And so
Yeah.
Mr. Killer makes sure that he uses his celebrity, and when he make a big money, he come back home and he feed people, and he help put people in the community who he know are down and out. He makes sure that he do something for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
In other areas, we have other Grenadians now who have quote unquote passport, ambassador passport, and what they're doing with it is just making an ass of themselves. So
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. Who want to put up negative images of Rihanna? She's an entertainer, and she has to work with her audience. I mean, people pay to go see her. They don't. I mean, it's not like she's going out and exhibiting herself. She's getting paid, and they're paying her good money. And now she has her name on a few products that she also created. So Rihanna is making a name for herself and her country.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy from England that drive, and every time and whenever he drives, he put the Grenadian flag on his helmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
Hamilton.
whole bunch of Grenadians excited about him. He's a cousin of mine, by the way. He's my
Hamilton.
cousin. But what has he done for Grenada?
Right.
I heard the
right.
Prime Minister one time say, well, just the fact that he mentions Grenada and the amount of people who are aware of, and I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But my thing is boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. How
Right.
many people on the ground can say they're benefiting from the fact that Mr. Hamilton is wearing the flag on his helmet?
Right.
The other singer, there's another singer, Billy Ocean. He built a studio someplace in Grenada at one point, trying to employ Grenadians. That is what I call taking advantage of your celebrity status and doing something for your country.
Right.
Let
right.
Rihanna fly. Put up naked picture of Rihanna as much as you want. That ain't stopping her because she still continue to make money. She's still going to continue to be a Bajan, and she's still going to continue to fly the Bajan flag. And that Bajan people going to like Rihanna no matter what else. All you say, all I could say, all you want. Bring your boys in next time and see what happens.
That's a horrible Bajan accent. Please don't do it again. Mosquito Man. Mosquito Man.
I don't know. I can't hear you. I lose my audio.
Go back out and come back in, Junko. You go fix up.
All right, let me do that.
Yeah. Mosquito Man, what says you? You said that we should leave her alone.
I think Rihanna is much more than that of a celebrity, right? I see her as one, not just a hero. I see her as a public figure, right? Rihanna over the years has ascertained a great deal of wealth, a great mass of wealth, and she's using it for the right reason. All right, she seems to put in country first, right? Dealing with her country's problems, be it health, be it whatsoever problems that it may be. I share the sentiments. You have to understand that in the world, there is two sides, and you would find the negativity rising much quicker than that of the positivity. People tend to lose the essence of doing good. You understand? They don't see it as okay. All the time she was doing good. They didn't see the bad side. All they was talking about, she's doing good. Now that she holds a honorable award, if I may say, if I may put it like that, they find everything in their name to possibly that they can use to possibly derail the individual, right? I think they should be proud. I think they should be proud that she actually hold that. I think they should be proud that she has done a tremendous amount of work for Barbados and keeping Barbados afloat, for that matter, because I believe with the government alone, they could not have get it done. So kudos to Rihanna. In terms of the bad would always fade. The bad would always emerge. is something we can't run away from, right? We
Right.
cannot run away from the fact that bad would always surface itself.
And, no, but the worst thing about it is some people just lead with the bad. They don't start off with the bad. Listen. Take for instance, on Ride Along here, right? Oftentimes we'll feature people who have very different type of stories. People who come and would share their story about sexual related or abuse, or we have transgender, all of these topics. We do a lot of charity work as well. But whenever someone wants to talk about us in a not so favorable light, they'll say, "Oh, that's the show that does have a whole bunch was a transgender on it." Why you don't start off and say that is the show that does have a whole set of contribution and help people and all that? Why you don't start off with that? So you always look at the negative. Why you don't start off with the positive?
But Junior, you have to understand, right? Like I said a while ago, there's two types of people, right? What you do when the negative come at you will determine the outcome of your positivity, right? Now, Rihanna, in within that capacity, Rihanna is doing well. Rihanna does not have to go by the road and beg. Rihanna doesn't have to wonder with the next meal coming out. She doesn't have to wonder this. She doesn't have to wonder that. She tries to give back as much as possible. To me, I see Rihanna as a good figure within that capacity. She's doing great. You understand?
Right.
You're doing great. You will find negative. You will find it, despite of what you do, what you don't do. You could do the world of good, and you would still get what you have to get. But what you choose to do, because no publicity is good publicity. Bad publicity is good publicity. It could be good, it could be bad.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all
good when you get that particular or that type of publicity. How does it define you as a person? What do you do from there when you get that kind of publicity?
Guys, listen, we want you guys to input on this. Tell us what's pissing you off. 718-701-5720. That's my number. If you want to call in and chime in, we have a couple more things to talk about, but we want to get you guys' view on what's pissing you off. Another thing that needs to be addressed, right, John Crow, is that a lot of the Caribbean islands, even here in the US, but we're speaking about the Caribbean for now, you go in places, villages, and their name of the villages, you don't even know who is that name or what that name represents. Why can't you have parks like you have a park in Jamaica, a park in Barbados, like the Victoria Park, like who, Victoria Park, like name the park after somebody who is great from a national from the country. Who care about all of these names of people who probably are colonizers and people who are not even in favor of black people being on that land? So they should go into the villages, and I think that there is a push to do that. Go into the villages and find a way to find out who are the great people of that village, actual resident, people who live there, Grenadian, Trinidadian, Bajan, whoever been living there that did something of merit, and name streets after actual people who did actual good things.
Let me help you. Let me help you out with that. Let me help you out with that. Guav, oh God, I in Guav tonight. I tell you, all my girlfriend and I in Guav, all you we in Guav tonight. Cuthbert Peters Park is the name of the park in St. John's. Guav. That was a principal in Guav that was one of the best headmasters, as we used to call them back in the day. That's the park in Guav, Cuthbert Peters.
Right.
In Victoria, that park is named after one of the best football players, one of the best defense football players Grenada has ever seen. And he's still alive today. George, big head, we call him Heads. Name, he have a big head. And Heads is the popular name, but it's Ashton, I think it's Ashton George or something like that. George, that's the name of the park in Victoria. And somebody from Victoria might correct me because I might have the wrong George, but it's one of them brothers that have the name. So on the western side, we have, it started. there are certain things in Grenada that we consider sacrosanct. The wrong word. I can't even say the right word. But we don't see it as important to change Victoria Park to a person prominent like I would say a H.A. Blaise or what's that man's name again? Sonny Mark, MZ Mark, for instance, MZ Mark Park. You don't even know who MZ Mark is, right? But people who are prominent, or Joe Blash was a prominent guy in Grenville. To give the name, you know, but now we have Progress Park, which is Gary, when Gary took the property from the estate owners, and in honor of the name and the motto of the party, the GOLP party, he called it Progress Park, right? That was a good opportunity as a new park to name it after a prominent citizen.
Right.
But we wouldn't do that. We have Princess Alice Hospital. Who the hell is Princess Alice? What has she done for Grenada lately? We have Princess Royal in Carriacou. What has why?
What that, you see, that is what Barbados is moving away from, you know. Barbados is saying that why can't a person that born in the island of Barbados cannot think or believe that they could ascend to the highest office in the land as the president, the head of state.
Yeah.
Head of state. So you're telling me, as a child, you could be born there, you could go to school for all the years of your life, but you could never ascend to head of state.
Because the head of state is in England.
Because the head of state is
white.
Yeah. So what Barbados is saying, nah, let us have our people dream big. Yeah, you could be the head of state. You could be the head of state. And that's what Barbados is doing essentially. They're saying, yes, grow up, go to school, do what you have to do. And one day, it's quite possible you could be the head of state. Because, you know what I mean? And that makes a lot of sense.
But Junior, okay. Let's hope in the next election. No, another thing that pissing me off too. We put up all kinds of referendums in Grenada. And in a lot of these referendums are hidden some of these things that we're talking about right here, like the renaming of certain places, Sendal Turret. But again, misinformation, bad presentation, bad packaging, bad public relations, and so that the real message gets silenced.
Right.
Hidden. And so people voted down. And many times they're voting down the sad thing that we're talking about right now.
I think in relation to the referendum, a lot of people misunderstood the whole concept of the referendum.
Yes.
Listen, the referendum became politicized. The referendum became politicized, and it didn't need.
A lot of people misunderstood it. So then there was a lot of people think, well, okay, since that is the NP administration that is taking it, they are doing it for their benefit, and so forth and so forth. So then it kind of had that imbalance and that fight and that pull. But
bad messaging.
Exactly. But what I believe could have happened, if the message was sensitized properly, where you bring about awareness, making people fully aware of the importance of that referendum, because the referendum wasn't a thing where it's election where you have to put in a particular party. You understand? You tell the people about the importance about the referendum, and I think maybe, who knows, all the bills could have gotten passed. You understand? But it's a level of comprehending, a level of understanding that was lacking. That's the reason why.
We had more than one referendum over time. We've had more than one of them, and every one of them that was presented, every one of them ended up on the garbage heap. Again, poor packaging, poor messaging, poor organization, education. I want to move
John
this.
Crow, stick up in ready. Stick up in ready. Don't forget your thought. Let's just jump to the phone line real quick. Caller, you live. Where you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from New York. Junior, this is Leo King here.
Go right ahead.
I heard the guys were talking, and I'm very interested. Guys. You keep the momentum up. The information is invaluable. When I say it's invaluable, I mean it is such of a fresh air that you guys are speaking on the topic. There's so much to be said and so much to be done as well. Kudos to you guys, Mosquito Man, and your
John
other
Crow.
panelists.
John Crow.
Keep it up, John Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, prominent John Crow. What I wanted to touch on was the census. He's speaking about the referendum, but if John Crow has some information about census, the benefit of census, can you please educate persons, especially those listening in Grenada and those of us listening in diaspora, so we can encourage our family members to please ensure that they are counted. A lot of people don't want to be counted because they feel that the government wants to know their business. The government doesn't have time to know their business. At the end of the day, those are valuable information for decision making, and let us know the importance of a census.
Right, absolutely.
If you guys could touch on that too, please.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Because we talked about education and the referendum. So census is all about, we need to educate our people. A lot of people are very ignorant.
Yeah.
So we want them to be mindful. That is important too.
Absolutely. Thank you so
and
much.
To be counted.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have a census going on now in Grenada?
Yeah?
We have a census going on now?
The person from the census going on right now in Grenada. So try to get them on the panel, Mr. Brizan and person from the statistical department to really enlighten persons and let them know the importance or urge person to be counted. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
That is the next thing that has pissed me off right now. The caller, you gone? Okay. You see that word persons? You see that word persons? I want to put a tax on the word persons. Because every Grenadian, especially those in high places, the misuse of that word persons.
Yeah, that's true.
Lord have mercy. What happened to people? The plural of go for people. Persons is not a word. When you're talking about 10 and 20 and 30 and 40, can be persons anymore. People. Use the word people. It's okay. What the hell is wrong with us? Okay.
Yeah. No, wait. You know what happened? You know what happened? Persons believe that. No, let me tell you what happened. You know, people in high position, right? They start to use it, and everybody else
just copy
it is. Yeah, but I when I went to secondary school, we know one person, many people. Yeah, people.
But here's the kicker for me. The Minister of Education, Emmeline Pierre is the Minister of Education. And Emmeline Pierre cannot speak without using the word persons. And everything she's talking about is persons. And she's the Minister of Education. Lord have mercy. Look at a dictionary once in a while. I'm going to call the other one again, not the dictionary. The next thing, the synonyms and antonyms and those things. Look at those kinds of books.
Did you not revise?
Yeah. No. It's true.
And you consider about listen. And next one that has pissed me off. And Junior, well, I don't know. I know you like to talk about them, men who are women and women who are men and those things. I mean, that's you. I have no problem with that. But if you're a man, okay, you have a ding-a-ling like me, right? You are a man, okay? You decide. You say that you say some genetic thing happened and you are now a woman, or you feel like you want to feel your feminine side. Why you have to make your hand and make yourself and you're always imitating the worst of the kind of portrayal of a woman. You're not a woman. Stop with it talking like the heavy and the hand business.
Jack, hold on. You'll get fire for that. But go Masculine Man, then I'll jump on.
I'm taking the fire, but no, because
John Crow,
I
want to correct you. I'm a young man, you are a man, you live your life. I respect that. That may upset you. However, a man that transcend, that seemingly says he transcend or whatsoever into a woman is not a woman. Any female that any person that considers themselves to be a female and they does not they cannot ovulate is considered to be a male. So I don't care how much surgery you could do. As a man, you are a man.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Yes.
I don't want
Right.
people to be controlling themselves and feeling they could change the sex by you cannot ovulate, you are a man. Simple as that.
Now let me show you guys this. Hold on, let me show you guys this, right? So I had a lot of mixed understanding on transgender. Now we're talking about transgender, guys. So we're moving all over the place now. So we're talking about the topic that John Crow introduced, because that pissing him off. And I've gotten a chance to speak to so many individuals, men who changes sex to woman who changes sex to man. And here is the understanding that I got from that, right? And I can be mad at them because that's how they feel. I believe that during the process of birth, say you had to have 2 ounces of something and 1 ounce of something, and the 2 ounces will make you more feminine and the 1 ounce will make you more masculine. They got just a little bit more of what makes them masculine. But when they were born, they feel and they look feminine. So they feel like their mind is trapped in a body that doesn't feel and look like them.
Okay.
So when they look at themselves and they listen to their mind, society is telling them, you're a man, but their mind is saying you're a woman. So they feel trapped.
Okay.
Here's the reason why a lot of them told me that a lot of suicide is done in the LGBTQ community because they don't know which one. They don't know if
they're confused.
If what the society want them to be, or what their body is telling them that they should be like. So that is actually them. I personally think that is actually them. They are actually what you see. Most of them I don't think that they push hard to want to be that way. I think that that's just them. They honestly feel that way.
Junior, true story. You know I teach, right? And one evening I had my class was doing a project, and one of my students had a guest, and the guest, my student's guest was going to be on that student's program,
right?
As part of the project. And he got to the checkpoint where he has to present his ID. No, he is in a dress. He's dressed in a dress. He had a little beard in the face, not as much as this. He had a little beard in the face. And the security is saying to him, well, you have to, I need your ID in order for me to sign you in to let you into that area where he doesn't have any ID. All right. I walk out now from, out in the lobby, and because my student came to get me. And the guy, well, the person extended his hands, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Mary." Male voice, but female attire. Right? All right, Mary. So, Mary, you need to have you have anything that says you're Mary? I cannot challenge him on his sexuality. I'm not trying to do that. But my thing is, okay, you have a strike going against you. You have on a dress. You look like a man. You sound like a man. But you're telling me your name is Mary. What am I supposed to do with that? And you have no ID to show that you are Mary. So what, Mosquito Man, you and I are saying the same thing. Yes? And Junior, I understand those who are trapped in that body. I understand that because I've encountered quite a few. But my problem is, do not come out here and put on all of the female attire and all of the female everything. I seen you and I'm watching an attractive woman, and then when I say, well, hi, I'm John Crow, introduce myself, and then you turn around and you say, "Well, hi, my name is Susan." Hi, my name is. What the fuck? What am I saying? Oh, I didn't mean to say that word. But
Jacko, you will get us. Facebook will demonetize us.
no, we don't want that. But no, we had to. I don't know. We had to do something about the men who. I know a lot of homosexuals, right? Who are homosexuals, but they do not take on the female traits, and the ones who take on the female traits are the ones that are having problems with. The ones who trying to portray themselves as if they are female,
right?
Okay, and
they might say why? I tend to just say, you don't bother me if you decide to sleep with a man or a woman at the end of the day. That is you. Do you? No. I don't care.
Junior, you will have me falling out here with you.
Go ahead.
Right? You're having me falling out here with you, and these are things that has upset me. I can't deal with the nonsense, right? Because I have a son. I have a son, and you're going to tell me it is okay for me to welcome the fact that my son born a male, a male figure. When my son born in the hospital, I saw him as a male. Right. And then 15 years, 18 years, he reached 25 years, and then he's going to come back and tell me his name is Zidana. Yes, I want a daughter, and I want her name to be Zidana.
So
but I don't want my son to come back and tell me.
You will be the type. You can't beat him, Mosquito Man. Why you go beat him until he turns straight? If he get gay,
I am not going to accept any child.
So why you going to do? Why you going to do? Let me ask you. Why you going to accept any child? Why you going to do? Your son. Okay, let me ask you.
No, I want you to listen to me. I have a son, and if he should further, if he should go when he turns adult, and he should go to America, and when he come back or England, wherever he chooses to go, and he comes back telling me, "Daddy, I am a female, brother, sister. I don't care what you be. I am no longer your father. I don't put my back to say. People are going to say, yes, I'm discriminated. God created you. God don't create nobody wrong. God don't create nobody wrong. So you are telling me it is okay for a male to change into a female, and then you are a male. You cannot be a female when you are a male. You cannot be a male when you are a female. You have to place. God created you because everybody he creates his own image and likeness, and they have a particular purpose to make standard across the board. That's an abomination. I don't have nothing back to say. That's an abomination. You telling me 25 years, you 25 years, I grow you up as a son, I love you as a son, I nurture you as a son, I try to instill manly things in you, show you the way, and you go come and tell me, Daddy, Daddy, I'm a girl. Block the hell, man. I
Lydia, I agree with you 100%. But listen, you cannot mediate against feeling and emotion, one. And two, if my son come 6 years after, 10 years after, and tell me that he's gay, I would love him the same way. Yeah. I would not disown him.
Junior,
I would not disown him.
Junior, that is you. Junior, that is you. You're going to love him unconditionally.
That's your own flesh and blood.
Somebody tell me, Daddy, I am gay. The many time he could take the time off to even say, Daddy, I'm gay, the love has now switched to another. What? Now I'm telling you, listen to me. Listen to me. On Judgment Day, it would not be where I am going to be answering for my son.
Don't talk about Judgment Day. Don't go down Judgment Day. Because when you talk about Judgment Day,
we have to be living with the principle, and there is principalities that every man and woman should be living on. There are grounds for that. I don't care what you say. A man is a man. Somebody that cannot ovulate is a man.
All right.
Simple as that. You cannot produce.
All right.
You're an abomination To me, you're an abomination. Why would I want to accept? I mean, I don't want to go discriminating, but why would I want to accept my son as a female when I know he was a male? Come on, man. This is sickening. It is sickening.
You are essentially discriminating against your own flesh and blood, right?
I mean, sorry, but I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Discriminating against your own.
My speaker, sorry.
You brought into this world that you vow to love unconditionally, right? That shouldn't be who they love. Should not be a deterrent to how much you love them.
Oh my!
Let me show you something. Do you know?
Yeah, I want to do the program already.
Do you know the CEO of what kind of phone you have? You have an iPhone?
No, I don't have problem with my eyes, so I don't use iPhone. I use Samsung Galaxy.
You have. Okay. Do you know the CEO? Do you know the CEO of Apple? Tim Cook. Do you know he's gay?
Good for him.
But does that mean that you're not gonna like, if you had an iPhone, you wouldn't like your iPhone, your dash your iPhone, you wouldn't use it anymore?
Brother Junior, I have from the day I heard iPhone, I never even tried to own one because I never liked the thing. Never.
Okay. So
I never knew that the CEO or the owner was gay. Sorry, but now that you tell me, I come to hate iPhone even more. I'm sorry. I will not listen to me. For example, one time I asked my son a question. I said, Zidane Philbert Frederick, because he carried both his mother and father's surname. I said, Zidane Philbert Frederick Philbert. I said, why is it that you believe? Why do you think I'm doing all this as a father? I'm providing adequate in terms of the food in your belly, the clothes on your back, the nurturing, the love. You know what he tell me? As an 8-year-old, he tell me, Daddy, because you love me. I said, listen to me, my brother. I said, as much as how you try to answer the question, what you said was partially true. But to me, it is not increasingly true. I am not doing that because maybe I love you. I am doing that because it's my responsibility. I am obligated to do such a thing. Now, if it's my responsibility to do such a thing, now it's your responsibility when you reach an adult to do the correct thing. You know my standards. Don't come and bring things that you know would
let me be the first to tell you. Let me be the first to tell you that that's a wrong approach. If no one ever told you, your son, your own flesh.
No, Junior, stop, Junior, stop. It's not a wrong approach. It's I wouldn't go with wrong. When you're going wrong, it tells you that saying that you're putting yourself in a.
You sound like Eli Gilbert, Junior.
We don't want to go wrong and right, because who knows where wrong and right starts.
You're right. You are on the right path, John Crow. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, no, I understand the passion, Mosquito Man. I do understand the passion, but I would suggest it this way to you, that we all have choices. Yes, he's your child. Yes, you are responsible for him as a young adult growing and you're providing for him, etc. But at the same time, he has a mind of his own, and we hope that you taught him enough that he learned how to make decisions based on his information and based on the information that he received from you and others in growing up. What are the things that us as parents have to learn? We parents have to learn is to learn to accept our children and the path that they take. Now, we don't want them, obviously, we don't want them to be criminals. We don't want them to be lawbreakers. We don't want them to be doing things that will get them in trouble, etc. When it comes to personal choices, however, we have to respect that as well. And it's a learning curve that today's parents are dealing with, that our parents never had that worry about, because we just fell in line and did as we saw others before us do. Today, however, there are a lot more information available to our teenagers, and where they are exposed to a lot more. And as much as painful as it might be to us, we have to learn. And I'm saying we have to learn how to accept those choices that they make, even when we disagree with them. Yeah, because at the end of the day, your blood, your DNA is in that person, and God forbid something is to happen to you. And that is taking me to the next thing that pissed me off is deadbeat dads. And I mean, that was a perfect segue for me. You know, I want to put a tax. I hope the new government in Grenada, which whoever forms the new government, put a tax on deadbeat dads. Now we have one of the people running for this new office now, the thing that his father is one, like, I don't know how many of you are familiar with L.A. Purcell, right? L.A. Purcell is a guy who has, I mean, God knows, they don't even know how much children that he fathered, right? Because he was just wherever, whomever, you know, boom, and a child appears, is L.A. Purcell child, but there's no, you know, not for real. I mean, because he was a businessman, and so then people just came to him and whatever favors, and in exchange for the favor, one favor exchange for the next favor, and a child is born. Okay, I'm one of the people involved now. He did not know his father until he was about 14, 15 years old. Is when he knew who his father was, right? I mean, we had to. Those are the kind of things that piss me off, and we had to put a curb on these men who keep fathering children like left, right, and center, okay, and then they're just dropping seed and turn their back and go, and then left up to the woman who now has to play father and mother role. I was talking to a young lady earlier today. She has 3 children, three children, yes, 3 children. The same man. One of the child is special needs. And you will think, as having, and that's one of the things, another thing again that pisses me. You have a child with special needs, and you're going to forsake that child because the child has special needs.
Right. Well, what Mosquito Man argument is equates to me to someone who has a special need or a disability, and because of that person have a special need or some kind of disability, you would then
forsake them.
And you can't.
No, I think both of you guys, I think as much as both of you guys are trying to maybe gang up on me, I can hold my end.
No.
Listen, I don't want you guys to be misunderstood me.
No.
I don't want you guys to misunderstood me. Because a while ago, John Crow said,
let me just hold on, guys. Sorry, Mosquito Man, don't forget what you're saying, guys. We're watching right now broadcast. Let me see, it's on. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Don't go away, guys. Don't go away. We're watching right now the live broadcast that's happening as we speak. I just want to tell everyone that we will carry this event that was supposed to happen earlier today. They was plagued with some internet difficulties. That will be broadcast. That will be shown on the Ride Along right after this. In fact, we'll load it up so you guys gonna get a chance to watch it. Okay. So again, I just looked up in queue and realized that this broadcast is happening right now. We were asking for this video to be released to us earlier, but however, it wasn't. Otherwise, I would have played it back to its entirety on the program, but we're not able to do it right now. So we're gonna post it later on the program. And thanks to Richard Holston for bringing that update to me right now. All right, guys. Mosquito Man, you were saying?
Like a while ago, I heard John Crow saying that it is okay for when a child becomes an adult or something like that. I don't want to miscue what he said. To whatsoever part he choose to gradually accept. I am not going to accept. You know the reason why I'm not going to accept? Because it's like telling me, okay, if it's okay to transcend from a male into a female or a female into a male, it is okay. To you, you would see it as it's okay to steal. That is just my point of view of it. I am saying, right, basically, that despite of the challenges, despite of the odds, despite of the discrepancies, right, there are better ways you can get on such a issue. For instance, someone with with that kind of problem, why not look for innovative ways in talking to that individual, right? Telling them the downsides, telling them the this, telling them the that, blah, blah, blah. It's not about because they are adults and they could do what they want. You see, this is where the breakdown of society comes in. And that is why we're having so much, people are so disorientated and people are not similarly. You see, if we follow the guidelines and principles that we're supposed to follow, none of these things would be happening. None of these things would be happening. Then I want to move as far into the fatherhood of children, right? I must say it have its good, it have its bad. I had an instance where there was a challenge in regards to my son, and sometimes having to see my son, having to see this, but that does not dispute the fact that it's my son and I have to do what I got to do. Yes, the mother would have been a very stubborn one, but I respected all what she was doing. Despite of all the odds, I still stood up as a man, and I would still call. I would still play the integral role, despite of all the odds, because I know definitely that child cannot fend for himself. And I don't care if the mother is working for $1 million. I want to be a part of that child. However, any man, and I'm saying it abundantly clear, any man that knows that they have a child, be it with special needs, be it whatsoever the child is, any man that disown or doesn't or impregnate a woman, and does not take care of the child should not and will not considered to be a good man.
Let me ask you a question. What if in the process you found out that the child is gay?
What if you found out the child is gay? I don't understand that question. You'll have to give me a bit of clarification.
In the process, you get your father, and when the child reached like about 9 years old, you found out that the child had gay tendencies.
I mean, how a 9-year-old child, what
yes,
you're telling me?
Yes, Mosquito Man. At 9, they have, you would see their body function, you would see how they walk, they might move a certain way, they might, you could tell. I've had the program from the time they was 5 years old, they know that it was gay. It was different. It was moving on dolls and stuff like that. What would that, based on your argument, you say that you disown the child.
No, listen. This is something I would not argue. But what I would do, I would handle this thing with a level of diplomacy. And I would handle it amicably. Why? Because you see, here you are talking about not an adult, but you are talking about a child. Now, I think within my domain, I could actually speak to that child. Because remember, words can change people. What could change people? And based on how you go about handling the situation, sometimes that child would grow or emerge victorious in combating this thing. Now, a lot of people that say you can't change, but change starts with you. It starts with you. I know of people that had Down syndrome, had this, had that, and throughout the years, with certain level of you know what I mean, process, they come and they turn out to be victorious, and they turn out to be what they have to be. However, this is a different scenario with the child being gay. Maybe I'm saying I'm not going to say gay because it's just informalities about the child,
right?
At a very tender age, maybe that could be dealt with of that sort. But I'm not going to say, well, okay, this and blah 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 and that sort of thing. I'm not going to contradict myself, but I'm telling you, with the process of a child of that tender age being that turn out to be that, I think you can gradually work with that individual. And there are things you can do to gradually work with that individual, I think.
Okay, we still have to move on though, because we have one other thing I want to touch on before we go. Guys, this is what's pissing you off. I want to know what's pissing you guys off as well. As reported earlier, we have a video that we was trying to air earlier today with the NDC, and that press conference, there was plagued with some internet challenges. We did get a hold of the video, and it's running on a few of these sister stations or other programs. And we'll upload the video in its entirety so you can watch it after the Ride Along program right here. Before we do that, before we go on anywhere else, guys, we have to wrap up. But before we wrap up, I want to talk about things that's affecting you politically or pissing you off politically in Grenada. We saw the Prime Minister in a statement in Parliament, and when I looked at it, what I saw was it seemed like he was campaigning. It seemed like election season is in the air, and it seemed like campaigning to me. Yeah, it could be just me. What you guys thought after you saw the Prime Minister's day 3 of the budget debate?
Well, to begin with, I'm going to share the sentiments of nothing that the current Prime Minister in Grenada does or do or or go about doing seems to amaze me. Right? It doesn't seem to amaze me. However, I still believe the position that he holds, he should have a level of decorum, a level of respect, a level of decency, and a level of discipline in the way in which he goes about doing certain things. You have to understand that you are considered to be a public figure. Yes, there are things that may be disturbing, also disturbing. You have to know how to deal with this thing. The thing that really pissed me off is the fact that the Prime Minister of Grenada believes that he somewhat own Grenada in a nutshell. So he feels that he could do what he wants, he could say what he wants, he could do what he pleases, and nobody shouldn't say anything of that sort. And that is bad. That is what you call dictatorship, right? And a Prime Minister should not be a Prime Minister for so long. You understand? Because when you become so comfortable, you believe that everything that you do and say is okay. You know, it's a kind of Robert Mugabe. Sorry to say, my good friend Robert Mugabe. I love this man of God. You know what I mean? Kind of system. You know, and this is not healthy for Grenada. This is really not healthy for Grenada. I think the focus should not be about maybe trying to discredit somebody, maybe trying to make bacchanal in Parliament. I think the center focus for Grenada right now is dealing with the internal affairs, dealing with the problems, the issues that is affecting the people both here in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique alike. You understand? Because there's a lot of things that is affecting us as a people. You understand? And we need to deal with it. So it is what it is, and that is just my take on some of the things that seemingly threaten me. There is more, but I have to give John Crow a level of time to speak.
Yeah.
Well, here, thank you. Well, thank you. But I mean, Junior, like I said at the top, the Prime Minister of Grenada is a politician, and like Mosquito Man, there's nothing that he does comes to me as a surprise. He has a stage that the Parliament is his stage. The Parliament chambers, that's his place. What I know, what I look at, I mean, that doesn't piss me off as much as the technical things that I pointed out earlier.
Right.
That for me overshadows any kind of a performance that he chooses to portray. And at the end of the day, the Grenadian population vote him into office, right? They put him in. 15 twice. Whether he win it right or he stole it, I don't know. But they put him in twice. So the theatrics that he chooses to perform, God bless him.
Right.
You know, he has the support of the population. He has the support of the nation. And the 14 other people or 15 other people and the senators and those other people in there seem to be quite okay with him doing the shenanigans and the performances. Nobody seemed to challenge him on that behavior. And again, there are standards, right? Over the years, Parliament there are standards that you're supposed to uphold as an elected officials. And we see again is the same thing I go back to in terms of speech and in terms of our writing and in terms of our presentation. Here's a leader who is supposed to be he's the head of state, right? And he chose to use precious time, and I would say precious time, to do the people's business, to do a performance. Yeah, as opposed to doing the work of the people. But who am I to correct, or who am I to judge him when the population, if you will, give him
the mandate to do so? Guys, we're running low on time. We're running low on time. We have to wrap up. Let's just go right around real quick. Mosquito Man, tell us anything else that's on your mind that's pissing you off before we wrap up.
I think I to be quite honest, Junior, there's a lot of things that is pissing me off. However, I will try to wrap it in a nutshell. Just to conclude, in regards to the way in which Grenada is run, we have to understand that we place 15 persons there. However, it's 14 now because one is on the opposition side. And we have a fundamental right to view our opinions. We are paying these people. They are obligated to do a job. They are obligated to govern. And govern in terms of being able to be accountable, being able in terms of transparency, and being able to be accounted for things that they are doing in Grenada here. And I personally believe that the sitting of the Prime Minister, it becomes more or less a concern. Maybe not to just me alone, but to a lot. You understand? And we are going to see a level of change is going to take place. And I believe with Dickon Mitchell coming into play, I feel the Prime Minister somewhat, I must say, must have feel a bit threatened. The young guy seems to sway in a lot of young people and so forth. And we're going to see the political landscape is kind of shifting or balancing. But I am trying to tell people to remain focused, don't get distracted. The Prime Minister of Grenada is a man that studies politics, and he studied the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Martinique. So he knows how to swing the boom, when to swing it, when not to swing it, and that sort of thing. You hear in Parliament, he said he have a little bell. You understand? You have to be very careful and be mindful of certain words that he use. But I'm saying don't lose hope, right? And I'm also going to clear the air by saying I am not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you not to vote for NMP. I'm not going to tell you to vote for NDC. But what I'm going to tell you is vote for who you believe is going to make some form of change for you. You understand? Vote for stability, vote for transparency, vote for accountability and good governance. Vote for who you believe would do that for you. Other than that, I cannot tell you don't vote because it's your fundamental right, or vote for this, vote for that. But this is just in a nutshell what I would like to put out there. I don't know if John Crow have anything else to say, but
John Crow, you want to wrap up before we close off? Now, John Crow, we're not hearing you. Your audio is gone. Your audio is muted, John Crow. We can't hear you. Your audio is muted. Don't get in an accident. Guys, you're watching Ridealong Live, an extended version of it. On Thursdays, we do What's Pissing Me Off, right? I know a lot of you guys contributed on the live in the comment section. And for those who called in as well, we thank you for participating in this discussion. Remember, it's your program, and Thursday is all about you, right? Tomorrow, Friday, we do another program that's all about you. We play a game called Ride Trivia. So we contribute days for people to just vent out their frustration, and another day just to relax, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we deal with the hardcore issues, but people need that time to just unwind a bit. And that's what we do for you on Thursday and Friday, your opportunity to vent and tell us what's pissing you off, and also play our Ride Trivia game. If we don't get John Crow, we got to wrap up, guys. And as I said earlier, we're going to be uploading the video that was supposed to be aired earlier today, so you guys could take a look at it. My homeboy, although we had this big debate, we will bring him back on again. You know what I mean? I love a good debate. Mosquito Man himself. Thank you, my brother. Have a safe one, okay?
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, guys. Don't forget that we want you guys, if you could go ahead right now and click that link that we have at the bottom. I think one of my producers put it up there. to subscribe to us on YouTube, right? Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube as well. And we're building the community on YouTube, right? So, you know, for the folks that's over there, big up yourself. Big up to Unstoppable. He's coming up at the top of the hour. You know, Unstoppable, our homeboy and our brother sister station over there always have excellent topics for you guys to check out as well. So check out Unstoppable coming up at the top of the hour. It will be shared right here and right along as well. Good night. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Get your PCR tests in 30 minutes or less. Visit www.allprolab.com.
Grenada's newest political sensation, Dickon Mitchell, will be officially introduced to the diaspora virtually on December the 5th. Don't miss this special event to hear Dickon Mitchell's plans for involving all Grenadians overseas in the development of our country. Your ideas and suggestions for a better Grenada will also be welcomed in a question and answer session. It's Sunday, December the 5th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. New York time, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Grenada time. It'll be streaming live on NDC Facebook page, Zoom, and other social media platforms. You'll also get a chance to donate to help Dickon Mitchell do the groundwork towards building a better Grenada. This event is organized by the New York chapter of the National Democratic Congress and Grenadians for Dickon Mitchell in the Diaspora. Don't you dare miss it!
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Welcome to TD Bank, where you'll find the personalized attention you deserve and the legendary experience you expect. Let's do business. If you are a medical or dental practitioner, contact me to hear about our tailored lending solutions for residential mortgages, equipment purchases, practice-related commercial mortgages and refinance. Visit me at 500 Baychester Avenue to hear more about our full range of personal and small business banking solutions. See you soon.